When it comes to singles, what kind of planning, single people, what kind of planning do we have? Keep in mind all of those exempt transfers we talked about to a disabled person or to a caregiver child, that sort of thing. But let's assume that we couldn't do any of those transfers. And what we're talking about now is a single person. See, the reason that couples planning is so much easier is that we have this Medicaid annuity that's available. If you're a single person, well, we don't have a community spouse. We don't have this resource allowance. We don't have any of that. So we have to use other planning strategies for single people. And this is what I want to share with you. So we are going to be talking about single client Medicaid asset preservation strategies now. All right. So hopefully you are seeing my screen that says single client half a loaf gifting strategy. That's just the term half a loaf is something that we use here at ELG Estate Planning. It doesn't have really any legal definition. So if you were to look it up, you're not going to find this. So here's a strategy for a single person. They need adult family home care. It's going to cost $6,000 a month. They have income of $3,000. So they are short $3,000 a month. That's what we call the cost of care deficit. What are their resources? They have their home, it's worth $300,000, and they have a bank account that has $60,000. What should they do? Well, this is where they are going to be spending down some resources in order to qualify for Medicaid. A single person can only have $2,000. You know, if they wanted to buy a $60,000 car, they could do it. But I'm going to share with you something that's more commonly seen. They want to ready the house for sale because they can't live there anymore. And they're going to be part of their strategy is to sell the house. They're going to want to bury or, you know, have an irrevocable burial plan. So that's all taken care of. They're going to buy a car, but it's going to be a modest car. It doesn't have to be $20,000 though. Literally, you can buy a $60,000 car and qualify this person for Medicaid. But they're going to, you know, pay for care costs. They're going to pay for legal fees, whatever makes the most sense. And they're going to spend themselves down till they're at $2,000. We apply for Medicaid and Medicaid is approved. So this client is on Medicaid. Next step, oops, sorry about that. We are actually going to sell the home. So we sell the home, and then from the sale proceeds, we are going to gift to the very responsible daughter, who's the only heir of this person. I'm going to make it real simple, $230,000. And you're going to go, what? I thought we couldn't gift money. This is all part of our strategy. We intentionally incur a period of ineligibility. So we gift $230,000. We have the Medicaid client keep $70,000, and we tell Medicaid, DSHS, everything that's been done. They are going to say, okay, you gifted money. There's going to be a 21-month penalty period. How do we get through that penalty period? The client uses the retained funds, the $70,000, and pays for care during that 21-month period. Basically, they're going to need $61,900 to get through it. Remember, they kept 70. So at the end of that 21-month period, they might need to privately pay another month because we kept too much money, or they'll spend it on other things. We refile a Medicaid application, and the Medicaid client is again back on Medicaid with Medicaid paying. What was the result? For this client who had, keep in mind, a relatively modest estate as a single person, we were able to preserve $230,000 plus the car, which was a $20,000 car. So $250,000. The point of this is that even with single people, there are Medicaid strategies that may be available so that they don't have to spend down all of their money, so that everything that they worked so hard for will benefit their family without jeopardizing their care, without running afoul of Medicaid's rules, and without, any adverse consequences. Is this strategy right for everybody? Absolutely not. I just want to share with you that as an elder law attorney with Medicaid expertise, this is the sort of thing that we think about to see if isn't there a way that we can help the family, help the Medicaid client, if that's what they want to do. So that is the key strategies. I want to let you know that in order to do a lot of these strategies, let's say that single person didn't have capacity anymore. In order to do that strategy, we as elder law attorneys needed to have robust general durable powers of attorney that gave gifting authority. Without that, that type of strategy can't be done. That's a reason to work with a law firm that has Medicaid expertise, even if it's just your estate planning you're doing, because what we do, we're not just working with the clients at where they're at right now, we're helping them plan for where they're at until their death, which may include disability. It may not, hopefully it won't, but a firm like ELG Estate Planning will be thinking through all of those potentials.